the hell you mean I'm a bad person for voting for Donald Trump? Are you crazy? I had faith.
I was wrong about Trump and this entire administration.
And this is how it's going.
I've been fucking pumped for this no tax on overtime. I've been fucking ecstatic, dude. I know America's been waiting on this shit. Everybody's been bragging. Man, I can't wait. I'm gonna have so much extra money. It's gonna, bring in so much more money per month. Wrong, motherfuckers.
I just want to say to every American that's having trouble with this, I am sorry I voted for him. I regret it with all my heart. I feel like
I will vote for Donald Trump. Yes, hello, and welcome to another video. And yes, here we have some MAGA regrets. I hope that you can enjoy this video. Please don't forget giving a like, drop a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Help us to support liberal media. Help me to grow this channel. See, if you are a new subscriber, I just wanted to say thank you for the bottom of my heart. I so appreciate my new subscribers and my old subscribers too. I know you guys, we are part of the family. Yes. Stay towards the end because this video is gonna get really interesting. And we vote for Donald Trump.
What the hell you mean I'm a bad person for voting for Donald Trump? Are you crazy? I had faith in him that he was gonna do better for the country, but right now I just don't know. Cutting the big beautiful bill, was that a bad thing? I don't know. Is there something revolutionary going on? I don't know. Is being a Trump supporter the smartest play? I really don't know. I used to be so big on being a supporter for Donald Trump. Now I just don't give a shit, to be honest with you. 2025 is getting scary. We don't know what is coming next.
Another day, another group of MAGA supporters are regretting their vote for Donald Trump. In Arkansas, a group of farmers held a town hall to discuss their grievances under the current administration's policies and how it's impacting them.
Now, I've never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
The federal government steps in to save them. Farmers have no one to turn to but God.
Farmers, in my opinion, it's only my opinion.
And who did you vote for president?
Mr. Trump.
Right?
Trump. Mr. Trump.
If the election were today, Frank, would you vote for Donald Trump?
No way. Couldn't happen. No.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere.
If there's no emergency funding this year, there will be 1 out of 3 farmers will file bankruptcy.
Guys, like one of the best florin crops that I have ever raised in my life. And because of the tariffs, China will not fucking buy it. And they are the only country in the world other than, well, they are the only country in the world.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
What most amazes me about MAGA is their inability to actually know any of the policies, be educated on what they're voting for, and taking everything that Donald Trump, a known liar, says at face value. The fact that you heard all the pushback and grievances from people who look like me and you said, no, I'm white, this is going to be for white people, white jobs, white farmers, and in fact, Trump is crippling the economy and you're feeling it. So I don't think your prayers and praying together and pleading to Trump is going to change the scenario you're in, because this government caters to oligarchs and those at the top, not you and your farm. And now you're hemorrhaging because you don't have the workers because ICE is capturing them. And then you also can't produce on your farm because you don't have subsidies anymore. Another day in Trump's America.
I just want to say to every American that's having trouble with this, I am sorry I voted for him. I regret it with all my heart. I feel like I've enabled this monster to destroy democracy, destroy everything that is good in this country.
We've got a very crazy man driving the train, and he's going to kill this country.
And Anthony, are you voting a straight up and down Democratic ticket?
Not only there, I am actually for the very first time contributing across the board, across the country. And I've never, ever written a check or spent any money on anything political because I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
I've been a lifelong Republican since the day I turned 18. For the first time in my life, I'm going to vote a straight Democratic ticket. Is if they're connected to Donald Trump, they are not connected to me.
So you now are no longer a Republican.
I am not, no.
Because of Donald Trump?
Because of Donald Trump. It was no longer the party that I joined. It's morphed into something that's almost unrecognizable.
You were a lifelong Republican.
Right.
If somebody had told you, say 15 years ago, that you are preparing to vote a straight up and down Democratic ticket in the midterms, you would have said what to them?
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
So why are you now doing it?
To see Republicans not stand up to him, and the ones that do are just quitting.
I just think there's no values left anymore. There should be values. We have no values. He doesn't have any values. I thought he had values.
No, I'm definitely voting Democrat. I've been knocking on doors. I got a clipboard.
You're even canvassing.
I am canvassing for a Democrat
That's
in
how
Wyoming.
strongly you feel.
I believe hardly anything the president says, but I do believe he's a danger to this country and to our democracy. I'm going to fight every day. I just want to say to every American that's having trouble with this, I am sorry I voted for him. I regret it with all my heart. I feel like I've enabled this monster to destroy democracy, destroy everything that is good in this country.
We've got a very crazy man driving the train, and he's going to kill this country.
And Anthony, are you voting a straight up and down Democratic ticket?
Not only there, I am actually for the very first time contributing across the board, across the country. And I've never, ever written a check or spent any money on anything political because I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
I've been a lifelong Republican since the day I turned 18. For the first time in my life, I'm going to vote a straight Democratic ticket. Is if they're connected to Donald Trump, they are not connected to me.
So you now are no longer a Republican?
I am not, no.
Because of Donald Trump?
Because of Donald Trump. It was no longer the party that I joined. It's morphed into something that's almost unrecognizable.
You were a lifelong Republican.
Right.
If somebody had told you, say 15 years ago, that you are preparing to vote a straight up and down Democratic ticket in the midterms, you would have said what to them?
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
So why are you now doing it?
To see Republicans not stand up to him, and the ones that do are just quitting.
I just think there's no values left anymore. There should be values. We have no values. He doesn't have any values. I thought he had values.
No, I'm definitely voting Democrat. I've been knocking on doors. I got a clipboard.
You're even canvassing.
I am canvassing for a Democrat
That's
in
how
Wyoming.
strongly you feel.
I believe hardly anything the president says, but I do believe he's a danger to this country and to our democracy. I'm going to fight every day.
All of my life, 50 years I've been here, I've never been harassed by Border Patrol on this side of the border like this. This is outrageous.
Why are we not allowed to be here? Because we're not white? Our skin doesn't match?
That's George Doylis. He and his wife are from Imperial Valley, and they love to camp. So when they were headed up to a dental specialist in North County on Wednesday, they decided to explore Jacumba and this area around Boulevard. They headed up this road to see if they could find a campsite, and that's when they say their day took a very different turn.
We didn't think anything of it. We're American citizens. We're on U.S. soil. Why should we be afraid?
George and his wife Esmeralda say an unmarked SUV started following them and pulled them over. They say Border Patrol agents first approached wearing masks.
So the reason why we're stopping you is because you do U-turns and there's a known alien out in the area.
He told the agents where they were going and that they did not consent to any search.
If you have a dentist appointment, it probably wasn't the best decision to be out in the middle of nowhere.
No, we have the right to travel anywhere we want to travel.
You do. You're absolutely right, you do. And I actually have the right and authority to stop you.
The couple sat in their car as the agents brought a canine.
It's called reasonable suspicion.
Do you think that they had reasonable suspicion to stop you and search your vehicle?
Not at all. Not at all.
The dog did smell a small amount of legally purchased cannabis, so they got out for a full search. 30 minutes in, the agent says he could take their vehicle, but...
I'm going to go ahead and let you off with a warning.
George and Esmeralda both voted for the first time in 2020 and again in 2024 for President Donald Trump. As they see his immigration crackdown, do you regret your vote?
Yes, I do. Very much so. I feel shame, guilt, and anger at the same time.
This is how it went.
Why are you voting for Trump for? Because I'm fucking tired of being broke.
And this is how it's going.
I've been fucking pumped for this no tax on overtime. I've been fucking ecstatic, dude. I know America's been waiting on this shit. Everybody's been bragging. Man, I can't wait. I'm going to have so much extra money. It's going to, bring in so much more money per month. Wrong, motherfuckers. Wrong. I did the fine print looking. It is not fucking gonna help us month to month. It's not gonna help you check none. They're still gonna tax the fuck out of your goddamn check.
Buddy, you voted for the man who lied over 33,000 times while in his first term, has conned people his whole entire life, and you yourself expected not to get lied to and conned? Well, I guess this is what it looks like when a Trump supporter decides to wake up, take the boot out of his mouth, and realize, yo, we were right. Donald Trump's only interest is giving tax breaks to his billionaire best friends while screwing over the middle class. We told you that. You said, ain't no way that a billionaire and his best friend, the richest man in the world.
This is for you, man. This is for you, man. Look, I know you've got a lot on your plate. I know you have a lot to do and a lot to keep this country safe, and I appreciate that. But you made us a campaign promise. And I remember you said it at every stop. I'm going to fix the economy and get prices more affordable. You ain't done none of that. Not even a little bit. Stores are price gouging us on tariffs. Stuff that they're putting on tariffs on. And guess what? They're made here in America. You call it like your agencies call it out, but nothing gets done. The stores aren't made to put the prices back. They're not made to fix anything. No, instead, what are they doing? Still charge us the same prices. In fact, they're raising prices even higher. And your administration is doing nothing to help that. Nothing. Not a thing. You have done absolutely nothing to help that. And I'm sorry, but like, we're struggling. Like, you're erasing the middle class. You know, you said, oh, the left, they're all about erasing the middle class. No, you are too, because you're doing the same exact thing. You're not doing anything to help us. I know you got a lot on your plate, but man, just take a day or 2 days and do something to turn around the economy in this country. People are struggling. People are losing their homes because they can't afford. They have to choose between making a car payment or putting food on their table. People are having to choose between paying their credit cards down or putting food on the table. Or they're having to max out their credit cards to pay bills because everything is so daggum expensive. Gas should be going down. We're drilling in America. Why is gas still over $2.89 a gallon? Why is things so damn expensive under you this time, but last time is so much cheaper? I know the Biden administration screwed up the economy and made inflation just skyrocket. But there are things that you can do to fix it. And
the last man of the video, he is regretting his vote, but he cannot even say it properly. He's just saying, Donald Trump, please follow your promise. It seems like he made promise that he didn't follow. And I just thinking, what planet are you was living? This man had 6 bankrupts. It means he has 6 bankrupts. It means the 6th time he didn't pay to his employees, his contractors, or all these kind of things. This is the kind of businessman he is. He doesn't follow his promise. He only cares about money. He doesn't care about the middle class. He doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about your suffering. He just does not care. So I just have a hard time understanding how a person can even ask a man that has 6 bankruptcies and is famously known for don't follow his promise, how he can be asking to Donald Trump how he is not following his promise. Can you guys comment below? What do you guys think about these Trump supporters? They are saying, oh, he doesn't follow his promise. He promised us a better economy. Did they really believe that? How he's gonna give you a better economy? How he's gonna give you a lower prices if he didn't have a freaking plan to bring the prices down? The plan that he announced when he was running, it was tariff for everybody. And tariff, they are famously they are a big generator of inflation. The Great Depression, the last time, one of the reasons why we have a Great Depression, the last time, sorry, It's because of tariff. So he doesn't know his history. He doesn't know anything. I don't even understand why he is just doing that. Why? But he just asking to someone that never follows his promise to follow his promise. Are we for real right now? Stay towards the end.
I was wrong about Trump and this entire administration. It started with the Epstein files and all the BS that surrounded that. When Trump and his whole team ran on exposing that, Kash Patel, Bongino, we're going to expose that if they had the power, and they never did. Pam Bondi saying she had the files on her desk, she saw the videos, nothing. And now the icing on the cake for me is this whole Charlie Kirk assassination narrative. If you believe that crap, if you believe the stuff coming from the feds, if you believe the text messages,
We don't.
you're an idiot, because that whole thing is completely bunk. And I'm done with this whole administration. They're all frauds.
Oh, you think?
Trump is a fraud.
Now
Vance
you know?
is a fraud. He's in bed with Peter Thiel and Palantir, scooping up all of our data for an AI database system that's going to track and follow us every digital step we go.
He's
Pam
seen the
Bondi,
light.
she's a fraud. Kash Patel's fraud. Bongino, a fraud. It was my mistake thinking that Trump and this new, young administration would do anything different than they had before. I was already clued in that any other election in my lifetime, presidential election, going back to my childhood, no matter who the candidate was, it was two sides of the same coin. Whoever won, we would have got the same result.
No,
right?
we wouldn't.
So you go back, Al Gore would have got the same result.
Bullshit.
John McCain, same result. John
Bullshit.
Kerry, same result.
Bullshit.
Mitt Romney would have got the same result. And Kamala, I guarantee we would have had the same result. It doesn't matter. We got to wake up.
No, we
and
wouldn't.
realize that, as George Carlin said, it's a big club, and you ain't in it. It is the elites versus the little people.
Oh,
it's
that's
not
true.
a left and right issue. Yeah, we can argue about different social and economic
It's about
things,
human rights,
but when
jerk.
it comes down to it, it is a larger picture of an elite power structure that is subjugating.
So this is what made you realize Dick Don the Con was a fraud? Not the 34 felony convictions or 91 criminal charges or any of the other number of items on this shit show list. So the files in CK was your breaking point. So that means you didn't give three shits about radical schnazi hate that's spewed out of your cult regime's fascist mouths continually all over your fake news outlets, which has emboldened millions of racist, misogynistic, bigoted scumbags to openly terrorize people they hate. According to your page, you're a man of Jesus, and you're easily influenced by MAGA munchkin convert Joe Rogan. Well, that explains a whole hell of a lot. But even in your MAGA regret video, your disingenuous MAGA chud narcissism shines through. Because no, we wouldn't be in the same boat voting for Kamala. No, we wouldn't have a fucking newly created Gestapo terrorizing our streets and communities. No, we wouldn't have a fascist administration that is hell-bent on going to war, and that includes civil and international wars. No, we wouldn't have an administration trying to take away civil and human rights from all Americans. No, we wouldn't have an administration that's defunded the whole fucking country, all while cheering about demolishing democracy. And to put it real fucking simply, we wouldn't have a dictator and authoritarian regime sitting up in D.C. actively ruining millions of lives right now. But thanks for outing your sloppy indifference towards people around you in our society. How Christian of you. I'm sure Jesus is proud. And just to let you in on a little secret, many of us will not forgive and forget you MAGA shit for brain converts and how you helped destroy our country. But my advice to you is to find better bromances to idolize, fanboy, especially since you finally dislodged your head out of your egotistical cult daddy's ass. And try to channel your what would Jesus do from here on out. And the rest of y'all, have a good day now, okay?
So y'all, I live in Florida and I voted for Trump, and honestly, I never even thought about it. Everybody I know voted for Trump, and I never thought about it, but I saw an interview with that astronaut on Fox News today, and I'm kind of freaking out because I have to get my insurance on that exchange, that Obamacare thing, because I'm self-employed, and that's how I have to get my insurance, and every year I have to go into the computer thing and get my insurance plan. And they're saying, I Googled it. Here, I'll show you. I Googled it, and here, up here, it says that in 2026, that's next year, my insurance premiums are going to go up 100%. I think that means it's double. So, like, if I'm paying $2,500 now, which is a lot, like, it's really tough, I'm going to be paying $5,000 starting in 2026. And it says that's what the whole shutdown is about. Like, that astronaut on Fox News said that that's the reason that there's a shutdown. I thought it was about illegal immigrants. Like, genuinely, isn't that what it's about? But that astronaut said that they're trying to stop the premiums from doubling. Can they actually do that? Like, this is weird, cause I'm not gonna be able to get insurance anymore. But I know, like, everybody keeps saying it's the illegal immigrants that the Democrats keep handing handouts. So can y'all explain it to me? Like, what is it? Is my insurance gonna double next year? That's crazy. But it can't be Trump's fault. So I live in Texas and I'm pregnant with my third baby. And I am pro-life. I always have been. There is no greater gift on this earth than a child. But I am kind of freaking out right now. And I'm starting to regret the way I voted, the way I've been thinking. And honestly, I'm scared for my life. I'm older, so this is a high-risk pregnancy. I had my first two babies, I did home delivery. I delivered them at home, and it was painful, but it was no problems at all. This one, I'm older, and it's high risk, so I had to go to a different doctor than I usually go, and she's, all the way in town. So I have to drive, 40 minutes in town to see her. So in this third trimester, things are getting a little bit tricky. And she said to me today, she said, you need to start making plans to deliver this baby out of town. You need to spend the next few weeks out of state. I don't know anybody out of state. I was like, what are you talking about? And she said, well, you're very high risk. And we're monitoring this baby closely. But if the baby's heart rate slows down, if we think the baby's life is at risk, you could die. And she said the reason is because in this state, you're not allowed to operate on a woman who loses the baby. You have to go into labor naturally, and you have to deliver the baby. You have to go into labor and you have to deliver the baby. And if you have a dead baby in your uterus for that long, you could go into septic shock and die. And I was like, what on earth are you talking about? And she was like, well, it's all about abortion. And she told me that these late-term abortions, I mean, I'm so embarrassed to say this, but I literally thought that babies were born and mothers were killing them. Doctors were killing the baby after it was born. I thought late-term abortion was an abortion. You end the pregnancy because you don't want to have a baby, but she said late-term abortion is just a necessary procedure when you lose the baby inside the womb to protect the mother's life. I was like, what are you talking about? Then, of course, I called my husband, and he's at work. And he's like, that's dumb liberal doctor. Don't listen to her. We're staying here. Let's find a new doctor. Honestly, I don't know what to believe. Because for my entire life, okay, I'm 35. My entire life, I believe that late-term abortion is somebody saying they don't want their baby. And that's not allowed in the state of Texas, obviously, because I vote for Trump. I vote for MAGA. I vote for Greg Abbott. But they're telling me it's actually something different. It's a life-saving procedure to save the mother when the baby has died in the womb. That's insane. That's not allowed? I have to make plans out of state? I don't know anybody outside the state of Texas at all. And I'm not going to have an abortion. Why can't if my life is in danger, why can't I save myself? I have 2 kids at home. I'm freaking out. My blood pressure is through the roof. I have no idea what to do. Somebody who's from a different state or somebody who's a doctor, just please explain it to me because this cannot be real.
I voted for Donald Trump in 2016, and it's probably still going to be one of the biggest regrets of my life. But you can't change who you were or what you did in the past. All you could do is change what you do moving forward. And back then, I was very much rooted in my Catholicism and my Christian faith. Having been a teen mom, I did everything in my power to repent and to, be a good Christian mom and make sure my kids were raised in the church. I helped with Bible school. The Sunday school, I helped with the teen programs. I ran youth retreats. I did it all. I was very, very focused on my faith. And, the way of the church was, that Republicans, right, the conservatives, they believe in, they're pro-life, and you got to respect that, and you got to follow the way that Jesus lived, right? And so I went along and did what I thought I was supposed to do, and then I went into school to be a social worker, and this was right after the election, and boy, did I have my world blown up. I learned so much that I never knew. Because, going back to that childhood teen pregnancy thing, right? I was like, well, if I didn't have an abortion, why, what other people? I was a teen parent, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, maybe because both me and my husband stayed together, first of all, because we could. But beyond that, we also both had families that were insanely supportive of us, that helped us financially, that helped take care of our kid. I mean, they did everything. Without them, we would have never been able to do it. And in the end of the day, that's besides the point. But I'm just saying, at that point in my life, that's where that mentality was, right? And so after spending years deconstructing everything that I had thought I believed, because at the end of the day, if you truly love Jesus and you truly follow his teachings, then you're actually more socialist. Socialism really is more of Jesus's vibe. And at the end of the day, yes, I do believe we need to feed the poor, and that everybody deserves a home, and that our veterans deserve to be taken care of, and that mental health matters, and we need gun reform, and no child should ever be afraid to go to school or have to watch one of their friends die. Nobody, legal or illegal, here deserves to be ripped out of their car, out of their home, taken from a courthouse, from their job, and being treated like animals. It is ridiculous. And if you, as a Christian, could sit back and say, oh, but Jesus. No, Jesus would be flipping tables.
So if there were a bailout, right, which the president is apparently considering, what would that mean?
Well, the stopgap needs to come because they've kind of painted the farmer in a corner. I mean, I want trade, not aid. I need a market. I need a place to sell this stuff. I can work hard enough and make a product. If you give me some place to sell it, I'll take care of myself. But they've painted us in a corner with this China deal and China buying no soybeans. I mean, they've tore our market in half. I mean, if you take the 4 years prior to Trump's first tariff war, the average price of a bushel of soybeans is $12.54. The average price for the 4 years during Trump's first tariff war is $9.39. That's $163 an acre swing to the minus. The next 4 years after the tariff war, the average price is $13.59. That's a $218 upswing. Now we're back to $10.21. I think the board is today. My local elevator's $9.79. So I'm at $172 an acre loss. I mean, the farmer can't continue to produce a crop below the cost of production, and that's where we're at. And we don't have anywhere to sell it. We're in a tariff war with China. We're in a tariff war with everybody else. I mean, where do they want me to market this stuff?
All of my friends and family on Facebook are MAGA. I used to be, but I woke up. I cannot break through to get them to see clearly, and they think that I am so wrong. Yesterday, I posted this. If you aren't aware, we are currently in a government shutdown, and Trump has declared war on our own citizens, sending our own troops to major cities, hoping so bad that our military remembers their oath to the Constitution, not to a wannabe dictator president with unchecked power. He should be charged with treason. This is serious. Please wake up to what is happening. He's starting a civil war, not making our cities safe again. And these are some of the responses that I got from my MAGA friends and family. If I didn't get laughing emojis. Okay, so this is one response that I got. Have you watched videos from citizens in those areas where the National Guard is called in to clean house on the criminals? They're so happy. Literally, only criminals are being targeted. Law-abiding citizens have zero to worry about. All the things you're saying sound like leftist fear-mongering talking points, to be honest. I have followed politics closely for over 30 years. I have seen the government shut down over a budget impasse several times. They always figure it out. This is nothing new. And then she posted like a bunch of videos of people supposedly being so grateful that the troops are sent to their cities. And I'm like, you are manipulated. Then this friend, she saw my post, and then she sent this text to her military friend, and then screenshotted what her military friend sent back to her, and then sent it to me. And this was what she asked her military friend. She said, do you have any idea what she's talking about with Trump supposedly sending troops to our major cities? And this military friend said, I'd rather the National Guard be in the streets than the rioters and looters, cartels, etc. That's the side of the news they don't share. It's totally legal for the president to call up the Guard when necessary, like in Utah during the protests or in DC a few years ago, LA recently, etc. That kind of talk is just not informed. I'm sorry, but whoever that is needs to stop spreading that kind of fear until they actually know the whole picture and not just what news outlets and social media are telling them. And then she said, yeah, for sure. What's going on in LA that he called up the National Guard in other cities too. So she doesn't even know about any of the protests. She doesn't even know the National Guard is being sent to cities, let alone the real reason. I'm really tired of living in Utah as an ex-Mormon who sees what is going on. I'm pretty sure that a lot of my friends and family on Facebook just think I have lost it because I left my church and because I don't support Trump anymore, and I just wish they could all see that I'm actually telling the truth and I'm not crazy. I'm thinking of making a video, like a compilation of the videos of like what ICE is actually doing to people. And maybe if I do that, people can also use that video to send to their MAGA family and friends. But I'm just not even sure it would be worth it because I don't feel like their minds are even open to the possibility to see reality. Is there anything that anyone has ever done to get any of their MAGA family and friends to wake up?
Well, we got word that ICE is about to show up at our job, so we went from about 40 employees to about 10 or 12 left today. There's about 4 or 5 real ones left that couldn't afford to miss work. They're just risking it. I told them to be looking for my navigator if the ICE shows up because I'll be picking him up. I might be a redneck, I might be Republican, but I'm all about my Mexican people. I'm a Texan, man. If you believe in the Bible, if you read the Bible, you would know immigration, they had to do it then. It's all right, man. People just looking for better lives, man. You can't hate on them.
This is how it went.
Very happy and excited that Trump won. As far as financially, obviously nothing's really changed. We're still under the Biden administration, but I know that it is coming.
And this is how it's going.
So I admit, I regret my vote for Donald Trump. I regret it because I needed these changes sooner. I needed the prices to go down sooner so that I didn't drain out my bank account.
Yeah, you regret your vote. And you know what? You're saying that you regret your vote. You're on video here crying your eyes out because you learned the hard way that Donald Trump does not mean lower prices for you. He again stated over and over and over again that he was going to do blanket tariffs. We told you he was going to raise prices. You guys said, no, we don't know what we're talking about. Experts who've studied this for 10 plus years now, they just don't know. And now you're suffering the consequences of raising prices in a shitty economy. And you're...
Congratulations. You have invented a new kind of stupid, a damage you can never undo kind of stupid, and open all the cages in the zoo kind of stupid. Truly, you didn't think this through kind of stupid.
If you are an American citizen, I just want you to know there are some conservatives and Republicans that didn't vote, but took the opportunity of telling over 500,000 people to vote. And as one of them, I'm going to say that I am sorry. I was extremely wrong, and I think watching the families getting taken away and Trey Reed being fell on a tree out to me I'm not gonna cry on screen, so I'd rather cry before I hit the record button, bitch. Just so I apologize for...
I have a hard time with all the Trump supporters. But one of the things that I had the hardest time is a black Trump supporter. I cannot, okay, the Cubans, I can kind of understand because they just been Republicans all their life. But a black Trump supporter, come on. He openly had told everybody, so it's common knowledge that he was big in discriminating against black people in his property. Also, it's common knowledge that his dad was a white supremacist member of the KKK. So what are you doing? At least that you are like a multimillionaire, like a West, West, he's billionaire. So he's black, but it's not, you cannot even count it as a regular person. Because after you just have so many billions, you are not a regular person. You are something else. So West, I don't know. But regular black people, come on people. Come on. And can you understand how regular black people can vote for Donald Trump? I cannot. So thank you for staying towards the end. If you guys want to gift me a coffee, I will leave you all the information towards the end of this video. If you want to gift me some money for coffee, here I will leave you the information. And if you want to just send me a super thank you below, you can do it. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Welcome to the family of Jenny React. Thank you so much, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.